What's up? What's up, guys? You're here with Kylie, Australia's emotional eating coach, and I am here to empower you, bam, to take control of your relationship with food, create a body and a life that you love so much you want to marry it and kiss it and do it all on your terms. So if you are joining me live today, here we are, dropping in live. It's Tuesday morning here in my little corner of the world here in Australia. If you're joining me live, throw an emoji. You know the drill. Throw an emoji in the comments box. Let me know that you're here. And to everybody watching the replay, sending you so much love and adoration. And I wanted to share something with you today. And this is, you will find out in a minute. The reason why I'm just a little late today is because I was really having an internal battle about whether or not to share this message with you, and I have decided to do it, and I've decided to do it from my personal page. Normally every day I post from my fan page, I do a live stream from my fan page, and I often skip over here as well, and we have a little dance party or something as well. It's all very jolly. But today I have a message that I wanted to share with you. It's uber important, and I've been battling for about the last 10 minutes on whether to do this, tell you this, or to just tell you something light and fluffy, like 3 tips to, fabulousness, or, 4 steps to being so awesome. And I'm like, oh, do I do the hard thing or the easy thing? The hard thing or the easy thing? So in the theme of stepping up my game, I'm doing the hard thing. And I'm sharing with you something that I went through last night. And the reason I'm sharing this is because, so many reasons, not the least of which is because a whole ton of us deal with this every day. And what actually happened was I had a little mini binge last night. I did. And I'm not talking about a binge on Netflix. I'm not talking about, I binged on sleep or reading some, something on your Kindle. No, it was food. It was food. Of course it was, right? Emotional eating, right? Hence the irony of the situation. Australia's emotional eating coach, and I had a mini binge. If you're joining me live, give me some emojis if you're feeling me today, because I wanted to tell you, if you've just dropped on, there has been the internal struggle. The battle within has been going on for the last 10 minutes. Do I pretend that I'm perfect and fabulous and just let everybody see the persona of awesomeness? Or do I be real and tell you how life is? Do I just put on the face of, I'm Australia's emotional eating coach and I'm perfect and I never mess up? Or do I be real and show you what really goes on behind the scenes? Because I'm committed to helping you in every way that I can, right? Thank you to everyone who's joining me. But I want you to know that it's not all sunshine and sparkles. Even those of us who we might view as being at the top of their game still have struggles and battles and things that we have to work our way through every single day. Now, I wanted to share this with you because very often when you choose like a mentor or a coach or somebody that you sort of look up to, we all have them. I do, you do, I do. If they come across as so perfect in every aspect, it's actually not helpful. It's actually not helpful. It makes you feel like you are garbage and you can never live up to their incredible standard. They're on this pedestal. They're up there, in astronomical levels with the stars and everything's glistening around them and they're untouchable. And I'd be like, I can never be as good as them. And then you slink away. You feel like, oh, forget, why do I even try? Go eat something, right? So this is why I am, as I said, if you're joining me live, thank you so much, because we are talking about, in the theme of being honest and true and real, I'm stepping up my game, right? In many areas of my life, I have decided it's time for me to up level in all areas. And this happens every so often. It's a good thing. We don't want to be average, just cruising along forever in the comfort zone. Nothing grows in the comfort zone, right? And I want more for myself. I want to live an amazing life, one that's sparkly and bright and brilliant and that I'm so excited to dive into every day. Not one where you wake up and you're just waiting for retirement when you can actually enjoy yourself. I want to enjoy myself now. So in order to do that, I have to stretch myself. I have to push myself. I have to do things that aren't always comfortable. I have to step outside of that zone, right, that I'm just cruising along in and do some new things to up level my life. But in the process, it doesn't feel good. Doesn't always, you don't skip off into the sunset with chocolate bars in each hand going, oh, this is fabulous and I'm growing and it's great. No, it hurts. It doesn't doesn't feel good. You don't always want to do it, but you know that there's a deeper meaning and a purpose behind it. It's going to bring great joy at the end. So you push forward. But here's what happened last night. Here's where I share with you. I decided, and this is so small, that it took me by surprise, right? I didn't see it coming. I didn't. It jumped out at me and tackled me. I had no clue until it was over, right? I decided one of the small changes I was going to make was sugar has not been working very well for me recently, right? It hasn't. Bloated stomach, like, you know, right, when something isn't working for you. So I thought, fine. Seemed like an innocent decision. I said, I'm not going to have my little after dinner snacks, which I normally would have, right? I make sure that I leave some room, I'm still hungry, and I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy like having some dried fruit, a little bit of dark chocolate, got some organic stuff going on, like some fruit, nuts, stuff like that. Delicious cup of, herbal tea, whatever's going on, get your vibe, and it's all good, right? Well, I thought this just isn't really working for me. Like the nuts are too heavy for me at that time of night. There's too much sugar. The dried fruit, it sends me a little cray-cray at that time of night. And the chocolate, it's not going to hurt me to dial it down for a little bit because my stomach really was suffering, right? So yesterday was the first day. I thought, this is what I'm going to do. So I finished my dinner. It was fine. All of a sudden, I'm like, I think it's not that bad, really. I'll just have a little bit, right? Off to the cupboard I go, into the pantry. I've got here. One day I will share with you my pantry because it's just hysterical. It's just full and full and full of Tupperware containers of every kind of superfood, goji berries, fruits, nuts, anything you could want. It's all there, right? I opened it up and it was like, because I had told myself you cannot have this now, it was like I opened it up and the light of heaven came shining out at me. Like this, and I'm like, it was glorious. I'm like, where do I start? And I started pulling things out. Nuts, fruit, seeds. I'm shoving things in my mouth. I'm standing in the pantry shoving things in my mouth, which is a promise I made to myself a long time ago. You do not stand in one's pantry shoveling food in your mouth. Not a good idea, not a good look, right? This is what I'm doing. The chocolate's going in, the nuts are going in. I'm off to the fridge now, getting out the dates and the nut butter, slathering it all on. And when that was done, I sat there and I'm like, well, good one. How do you feel now? Not great, right? Because we have this conversation with ourselves. I don't feel good. I do not. And then the voice in your head goes, there's coconut yogurt in the fridge. There's not a whole lot left. You should finish that up too. And before I gave myself a chance to think any further about it, before I gave myself a moment of sanity, I'm like, yep, need to finish that. In the fridge, I dragged out that container, grabbed me a spoon, and I'm sitting there eating. The other little angel voice in my head is begging me, please stop. It's saying, Kylie, come on. And the other voice, the evil one, is like, just keep going. There's not very much left. Look, if you eat it really quickly, it'll be gone in 2 seconds. And I'm going, oh, okay, shoveling it in. Did I feel good? No. I was feeling pretty sick by this time, pretty sick, right? Now, in all fairness, back in my heyday of binging, this was small fries, right, compared to what I used to put away, which is a good thing. We make progress, right? But eventually I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the coconut yogurt that's left. It's not a lot, this much, right? And I'm thinking, okay, 2 choices here. It's crunch time. You keep going until you're really, really sick and then drag yourself off to bed feeling like just the lowest of the low, right? Tears now, the tears come to my eyes because really you put yourself in that position and it's just hideous. It's hideous and we do it to ourselves, right? And I thought, or you put the lid back on now and let's go find out what is really going on. Lid went back on. I shoved that baby back in the fridge and I dragged out my journal straight away. I'm like, what the heck was that about, right? So I just started writing. And what actually happened was I had made this decision, right? I'm not going to eat the fruit. I'm going to up-level my life. And wee, sounds great, right? Well, because I had been so uncomfortable in so many other areas of my life, I'd been pushing the boundaries in so many other areas, that the thing that for me and so many of us, the thing that we always revert back to and fall back to, our comfort zone, is food. So I'm like, okay, I can't regain any sense of control in any other area. I'm totally out of my comfort zone in every other area. Please don't take this away from me as well. And so I just made sure that in the zone of my eating, and I knew sorry, like I'm not even taking time to swallow. I knew that my stomach was not in a good place at that time, but I still didn't care. I subconsciously needed to stay in my place of comfort in my eating. I would not allow myself to progress. I felt so uncomfortable by not eating. It was only a small thing. It was like some nuts and dry fruit, right? But it was enough to tip me over the edge and make me feel like I don't even know who I am anymore. I always have my dried fruit after dinner. I always have some nuts and, this and a little bit of chocolate after dinner. And when that was gone, I'm like, I don't even know who I am. Who am I? And I felt so desperately uncomfortable that I couldn't take it. And I ran back to my zone of comfort. I ran back, right? What I want you to get out of my little anecdote is that if you're not prepared to be uncomfortable, then you're not prepared to grow, right? A binge is not a menace. It's a message. It's trying to tell you something. It's trying to get some information to you. Your job is not to beat yourself up about it and make yourself feel bad and then go on a 2-week binge because you'll be like, oh, I messed it up now, so I might as well really go for it and I'll start again next week or something. No, that's not what it's about, right? You have to be prepared to if you want to up level, you have to be prepared to unravel. It's going to look like things are falling apart around you if you want to step it up in your life, right? You hear me say all the time, behind every fear is the person you want to be. I was so desperately fearful yesterday, like I did not know who I was. And that's a good thing because I'm trying to create a whole new level of me, right? I'm ready to step up my game. I want more for myself. I don't want to be in that comfort zone anymore. But it hurt and it felt scary. And so I did run back. I did. In a big way, right? But again, as I started in today's live stream, nothing grows in the comfort zone. It's not what it's about. Life is not about being born, cruising all the way to the end without ever having any drama or stretching yourself or trying harder or going for more. And then, leaving the planet going, well, didn't experience very much, wasn't particularly happy, but wasn't particularly sad, and so I guess I was winning. No, there's so much to our life. There's so much to be experienced. If you are not feeling any extreme emotions, you're not really living. So I think what I really want you to get, right, is that nothing real can be threatened. As one of my beautiful, beautiful mentors told me over the weekend, nothing real can be threatened. So there was nothing really at risk last night with the little mini binge session. There was nothing real at risk. It was in my imagination. It was me stepping out of my comfort zone. I felt a little scared, sure. But what was really on the other side of that was my breakthrough, right? What was really on the other side of that was everything that I had said and been praying for and knew that I wanted. But I got scared and I pulled back and I ran to chocolate, right? I did. Chocolate and coconut yogurt. So my question for you as I'm carrying on this theme this week, and we started with this yesterday, but I'm switching it out a little today. My question for you is, if you truly, truly believed that you were safe and loved at all times and that nothing could really hurt you or harm you, not really. If you knew that in your heart, now what decisions would you make around food? Now what decisions would you make when it comes to stepping up your life and doing the things that make you happy? And what would you choose to eat? What would you choose to say about yourself? How would you speak about yourself? What would you wear? What would you do? How would you think? Who would you be? Who would you allow yourself to be if you truly, truly believed that you were safe always and in all ways? So as I share this with you today, I want to thank you so, so much to everybody who's joined me here live. Once again, yes, I am not perfect, but I never profess to be. I never profess to be. I want you to know that these things happen to all of us. It's not, the reason I share this is because very often emotional eating is an isolating, debilitating experience. We slink off into the darkness of our lives thinking, nobody else could ever understand me. I'm so ashamed. Nobody knows what this is like. We think everybody else in the world is like, I don't know, really skipping off with their paleo diets and their 5-2 diets or whatever the latest things is, and they're counting their macros and everybody's fine. They're not. Nobody is. We're all just doing the best that we can. What I really want you to know is that This happens to everybody. It's just that people aren't shouting it from the rooftops. So I'm stepping up and I'll shout it from the rooftops. Yes, this happens. It happens to all of us, even me. The difference is that now I understand, as I said, a binge is not a menace, it's a message. It's not you screwing up. It doesn't mean that you're a screw up. It means there's something going on that you need to pay attention to. Your only job is to drill down and find out what that is and then implement the steps to course correct so that you don't end up in that same position again, right? This is what it's all about. So to everybody who's here again, I want to thank you very, very much. Yeah, Britta's like, the struggle is real. And I hear you. And what I want is for us to reach the point where we know that the struggle is actually not real. It's something we're making up in our head. But I can absolutely tell you, yeah, with 100% assurance, in that moment, it is real as anything you will ever experience. I could tell you last night, it was like a physical pain that I felt by saying no to myself. No, you're not going to have that. It's like, it is such a physical, it is really a tangible discomfort that you are drawn to find any way to erase that and eradicate it from your life. So thank you again to everybody that's here. This is how we roll. This is the truth. As I said when I started here today, there was an internal battle going on for sort of 10 minutes. I stood here in front of the live stream before I hit, go live. I'm like, do I say the truth? Do I give a little Disney World message, right? Do I say the truth? Or do I pretend that, I'm fabulous and perfect and these things never happen to me? Eek, no, I had to step it up. I'm committed to letting you know that there is always a way out. Nobody's perfect. It's not why it's not our job to be perfect. That's not why we're here. Our job is to work through the stuff that comes our way and use it to lift each other up higher instead of pretending that we're all that Miss Thing and squashing other people down lower. If you've got any questions or anything that you want to share today, please throw it in the comments box now. Let me know. I can see some fabulous comments. Exactly. Yeah. Jackie says, this is what makes you real, approachable, and lovable. Thank you, babe. See, this is so awesome. I love you guys so much. And as always, if you have any questions, anything that you want to know, feel free to leave it here in the comments box. As I did say, I would normally do these from my fan page, but today I just felt like it was such a personal message that I wanted to share it here on my personal page because I just thought this is real and this is how we roll and this is the raw truth. This is the facts, It does go on. It happens to all of us. It's nothing to be ashamed or freak out, and there's nothing wrong with you. So as I leave you here today, I want to share with you once again, and I did forget to tell you, I do still have one position open. I know, and I realize it's not particularly flattering message for me, but it is the truth and it is the situation. So I do have one position left now for Elite One-on-One private coaching. If this resonates with you today, if you're like, yeah, I never wanted to hook up with anybody who, thinks that they're all that and is perfect and, then looks down on me because I can't get it right. I know the struggle. I understand it. I've been living this for, 30 years now. Yes, thankfully, these incidences are few and far between, but I want you to know it still happens. It still happens. So again, a binge is not a menace. It's a message. Any of these sorts of dramas in our life, that's all it is. It's just an opportunity for you to dig down deep, learn and grow. So if you want to talk to me about private elite one-on-one coaching, send me a message, send me a private message, and we'll have a fabulous little chat about it and see whether this is the right step for you to be taking. But as always, please do remember, I'm sending you so much love, adoration. The only person who has the power to change your life is you. And the very best school-wheel-worthy part of that is, you know it. You've got what it takes. Until tomorrow, bye for now.